you're watching this video, it may be your sign to reset, restart, and or refocus. The things that you've been working on, the things that you've been going through. You woke up today for a reason, and that reason may not be the same reason as yesterday. Each day is a new day with a different purpose. And on top of that, you can't predict the future, right? So it's okay to refocus your goals and realign what you hold to be true. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. You're not a failure until you give up. Let me say that again. You're not a failure until you give up. You're not a failure until you give up. What does that mean? That it's okay to take breaks. It's okay to reset, restart, and refocus the things that you once thought to be true. Maybe at one point you valued this, you valued that. At one point you thought this might be the career you want to pursue, the people you want to hang around. And it's okay to change that. Things change, people change, places change. Life is full of changes. And it's a good thing to adapt to that. It's a bad thing to not adapt to it, to sit around, stay the same, If you have a life in which nothing changes, I would say you don't have a life at all. If you wake up the past 10, 20, 30, 100 days, past a year, just all been the same days, that's not a life worth living. I understand we got work, we got bills to pay, but there needs to be a balance. There needs to be a balance. So let this video be a sign to turn a new page. Try something different. Try something you haven't tried before. Try something maybe no one else has tried before. It's never a bad thing to try, to attempt, to discover things. It's never been a bad thing. Let people shame you for it. Or not even shame you, they'll just talk bad about you because they're not brave enough to do things themselves. They're too scared to try new things, and so they'll project that onto you. You don't have to have all the answers right now, but you don't need to have all the answers right now. That's what this journey is about, is finding the answers as you go. Asking more and more questions about life and finding the answers as you go. That's what it's about. Nobody's expecting you to have all the answers. That's all inside your head. It's not realistic to know everything, to be able to do everything all at once. It's not possible. And the people who do try to hold you to that impossible expectation, I can guarantee you that they're not holding themselves to that expectation. So therefore, everything they say is invalid. It's not worth listening to those type of people. It's okay to make new friends. It's okay to enter a new environment. It's okay to have different ideas. It's okay to have, different goals. Change your goals. Change what you want to do in your life. It's your life. It's okay to change these things. Or it's okay to not even have it figured out at all. Who you want to be around or what environment you want to be in. It's okay to not have these things figured out. Take some time to yourself to reset, restart, and refocus. It's okay to take breaks. At least as far as me and my channel, I took about a week, 2-week break. I didn't want to get burned out, and I didn't want to push out any content that didn't truly reflect what I wanted to put out. I didn't want to put out some half-baked content. I didn't want to do that. It's not true to me, it's not true to y'all. And the foundation of this channel is just being, authentic and real. So I wouldn't really be authentic if I just put out videos that I didn't want to put out. I didn't have the energy or mental capacity to put out. And that's okay. Let me be an example of showing you that it's okay to take breaks. You can still achieve your goals even with taking breaks. There is such thing as burnout. If you don't take breaks, you will have burnout. Learn from my mistakes. Let me be an example. Learn from my mistakes. Don't try to push. Don't try to overwork yourself. Let me be an example that you need to take time for yourself. You and your goals is two different things. Put time towards your goals and put time towards yourself. If you try to put too much towards anything, it's all gonna fall apart. Invest your time into yourself, invest time into your goals, and let it figure itself out. Don't stress about it. Put in your work that you need to put in, and don't stress about it. Do your part each day, and just let it happen. Let your work speak for itself. That's all we can do. We can't predict the future. There's no guaranteed way of knowing if all of our hard work will pay off in the future. There's no way of knowing that. There is no way of knowing that. So we just need to be patient, trust in ourselves, trust the process. And on top of that, if you feel as if, you're not seeing the results that you want, I would first try being patient. Keep trying a little bit more. Keep trying, keep pushing through it. And if you don't find any kind of joy in it, and if you don't feel yourself, finding any joy in the future from doing this, then maybe it's time to switch lanes. Maybe it's time to reset, refocus your attention towards something else. Like I said, that's a perfectly fine thing to do. Perfectly fine thing to do. Nobody has it completely figured out on day one. Nobody. There are plenty of other people like you, like me, who are figuring it out as we go, taking one step at a time. We can imagine what we would like to have in the future, but we can't guarantee anything. We can't just write our future in a book and just have it come true. That's not how it works. We have to just hope for the best. After doing our part, after putting in our daily amount of work, after being disciplined and doing what's required to achieve our goals. Even with doing something that you love to do, if you overdo it, you'll eventually stop liking it. Like, for example, let's say you have a favorite song, right? Favorite song, you can play it 100 times and never get bored of it. But if you set that song as your alarm clock, you will very quickly realize, okay, maybe I don't like the song anymore. Because you're utilizing it at the wrong time. You like the song, but you're playing it at a time where it's not enjoyable for you. You find the song enjoyable, but the time in which you listen to it is not enjoyable. The first thing when you wake up. A lot of successful people, and you can look this up, a lot of people already know this, but a lot of successful people, like the millionaires, the billionaires, not saying you have to be one of them, but I'm saying, they didn't have a clear-cut vision of what they wanted to do. And a lot of what they do, they're not even passionate about. For example, imagine the person who, sells concrete. All the sidewalks, all the streets, all the buildings, they're paying this guy if he's selling concrete. However, he's not passionate about concrete. He's not waking up in the morning, oh man, I can't wait to make some concrete. No, he's just doing what works in that moment and what has been working. It's simply supply and demand. And that's how a lot of people, become successful. They just do what works in that moment. And so with that said, it becomes, painfully obvious that you should change and adapt to whatever situation you may be in. Change and adapt to what works for you, what works in the environment, what works in the market. It's always going to change. You are not the same person you were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and you won't be the same person 5 years in the future, 10 years in the future, 20 years in the future, you won't be the same person. I can guarantee that your values will change, possibly your whole personality. Definitely physically, your whole body will change for sure. And so I would almost expect, your goals to change at that point. It'd be strange if you still had the same goals. Unless it's, a big grand goal that you've been working towards. And even then, let's say you do have the same goal, sometimes you just need to change your approach. You need to change your approach towards that goal. For example, in this channel, you can just scroll through my videos, you can see not just the thumbnails, but the videos themselves, different formats of videos. I was not making videos like this in the beginning. I've changed my approach towards my goal. I kept the same goal, but changed my approach. I wanted to, have higher quality videos, higher quality audio, better ideas in my videos, all the above. But I still kept the same goal, which is 100% fine. If you do have a big goal, it's almost expected for you to have to change your approach. Don't change your goal if you really are passionate about it, but change your approach. Sometimes that might be the answer. It's, just trial and error, figuring out what works and what doesn't work. What works for you, what works for, the environment, the situation, the market, supply and demand, you know how it goes. You gotta press certain buttons and see what happens. Sometimes you will press buttons that will set you back. You will be set back if you do certain things, but until you press it, how will you know? You have to experiment and try different things. And that's 100% okay. You might encounter some old friends saying, oh, what happened to this goal? What happened to that goal? I thought you wanted to be this. I thought you wanted to be that. But they don't even know your full story. They don't know. They can't predict your future, neither can you. And with that being said, they really won't believe in you regardless. They won't believe in you until they start seeing results. They're just gonna think you're joking around, picking different things to do until you actually start making results. Then they take you serious. Once they see all the hard work you put in, then they start saying, oh, okay, this guy's legit, this person's legit. So you can change goals, and the people that want to try to confront you about it, you can just say, hey, I changed my mind. This is what I'm doing now. And I'm going to be putting all my effort into this. You can support me or you can just keep to yourself. Yeah, you don't got to be rude. You can just tell them what it is. They can either support you or keep to themselves. That's honestly the only two options, in my opinion. And you can say it in a respectful way. At one point in my life, at least, I've wanted to be an engineer. Changed that. I wanted to be an electrician. Then I wanted to be an architect. I wanted to be this and that. I tried, I didn't dip my toe in everything. I wanted to be a boxer at one point. I wanted to be a rapper. All these, every little kid from the hood wants to be a, basketball player or a rapper, myself included. Not saying I'm from the hood. I'm not saying all that. I'm just saying, grew up from a not so wealthy environment. Let's just say that. Struggle meals. The lights might cut off every now and then. The water might cut off every now and then. But we made a way. We made a way to get through all that. Despite the struggles, we made it here. Here we are. It wasn't a perfect environment, but it was, the environment I grew up in. So I do appreciate it. I appreciate what it has taught me. And it's actually valuable. I would say it's more valuable than growing up in a perfect environment where you have no room to grow. You have no room to grow if you grew up in around wealthy people. There's no room to grow. I had to start from zero, make my way up. I'm sure a lot of y'all can relate to that. Let this video be a reminder to reset, to restart, and refocus. Change your goals if you need to. Change your environment. Change your friends if you need to. Don't let them hold you back. Sometimes even it might be your family sometimes. Don't be rude about it. Don't be toxic. Don't be, disrespectful about it. Just do what you gotta do for you, what's best for you. Stay in your lane and do what you need to do to achieve your goals. It shouldn't be at the expense of others, but do what you need to do. And with that said, y'all have a blessed day. I'm out.